Welcome to Shots of Victory. I am Rocky.
And I'm Blake. Today we'll be talking about Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and NXT Battleground. And then we'll be talking about your guys' hot takes, and then we'll do our hot takes.
Yeah. So, starting out with Raw, we had the Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor segment where and Liv were getting like too close to each other. So, Finn comes out and interrupts it and tells Liv to leave. Then, Liv messes with Dom's hair and he gives a little smile.
This feud with Liv and Dom has been, well, and Rhea, I guess, has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Liv just posting on her Instagram or like other social medias about Dom. Because like after Raw, she went through and liked all of Dom's posts and was just doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Rhea comes back, even if she's still injured. Just just either like a FaceTime, a promo, or something. She just needs to come back and do something against Liv.
I've heard it might be a while till Rhea comes back. It might be to like Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah, but I just want like just like a voice message at least to just something, because I feel like we need something before she takes over.
Yeah. Then Ludwig Kaiser attacks Sheamus before their match. Then the ref during the match was going to try to call the bell for Sheamus not being able to compete, but Sheamus stops him. But Ludwig still beats Sheamus, but Sheamus showed his endurance through that match.
Ludwig, after he got rid of Giovanni Vinci, has been looked really good. Promos have been good. Everything's just looked good. I hope this leads to another Sheamus versus Gunther. But at the same time, if it does, you can't have Sheamus lose.
Mm-hmm.
He's lost every time. And at this point, there's really no need to let him lose. But also, you can't have Gunther lose, so...
Yeah. Then Finn Balor beat Dragon Lee with the help of the Judgment Day. And then after the match, they beat up Dragon Lee, and out comes Rey Mysterio and Braun Strowman to scare him away.
Just, I don't even know at this point. Just, Dragon Lee needs to go. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Then Braun is just inserting himself into random feuds. I don't know what he's doing. Just chasing JD, now working with LWO.
So I saw something. It was talking about like his old moniker, Monster Among Men. Now it's Monster Among Latinos.
At least it's better than SmackDown, where it's just Latinos versus Latinos. That's just all it is. It's just Latinos versus Latinos at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're always feuding.
Yeah. Then it was the Alpha Academy and Sami Zayn segment where Sammy calls Chad out, but the rest of Alpha Academy without Chad come out, and they tell Sammy the letter, and it's basically insulting everybody in the ring except Chad. And then Chad attacks Sammy from behind. Then what was the rest? It was...
Then Otis attacks Sammy.
Yeah, after Chad shoved Sammy into Otis, knocking them off the apron.
Yeah. This feud, it's going to elevate heel Gable and Sammy, obviously, but also it has made Otis look good. Going to give him the push he needed that the Money in the Bank never gave him, because he should not have won that. But also, I feel like he has a chance to make Maxine and Akira look good, even though Akira Tozawa always looks good, but it just won't get the push it deserves. And then it gives Maxine just the time to work on what she needs to. So I think by the time all this is done, and we might have Chad as champ, they'll all be good.
I've seen an idea where the rest of Alpha Academy will stay, and the Creed brothers join. Then it makes it like a super faction, like with all those members. But then Chad starts to favor the Creed brothers over the rest. And then we get it where the Creed brothers attack Otis and Tozawa, and they kick him out.
I don't want that, but like I also don't want Alpha Academy to leave. But I feel like without Gable, there's nothing, because I feel like Otis isn't a good enough star by himself to run it. So honestly, what I'd like to see is that Otis stays mid card, does his thing, but we have Maxine and Akira Tozawa go down to NXT and join Chase U.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Otis is getting the pops like he did back in 2019 and 2020 when he was with Mandy Rose, which he was like starting to get into the main event scene then.
Or at least what they could do as well, since to keep it like that, keep Maxine up and then just have Akira do whatever he does.
Or they could bring Mandy Rose back.
Maybe. Definitely not, though.
Yeah. And then Braun Breaker annihilated Ricochet in their match, and after the match, Braun went to attack him with the stairs, but Ilya came to the save there.
Braun just ran Ricochet out of WWE. He's going to be the next legend killer. Just everyone he attacks is just going to go to AEW.
You're calling Ricochet a legend?
Yep. I mean, Prince Puma, legend.
Then it was Kiana James in her debut match against Natalya, where she beat Natalya in a pretty easy fashion, I'd say.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much about Kiana. I saw a few matches, but I think it would be a good call up. Just I hope she gets used right. But right now, with her being a heel and Raw being a heel heavy like brand, I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I wish she got drafted like SmackDown, and her and like I don't know, who else could have moved to SmackDown instead of her? Because Kiana would fit perfectly on SmackDown. It's like Nick. I could see Kiana being like a Seth Rollins like authority guy back when in like 2015.
Yeah.
Because she used to be a former business owner, I remember.
Yeah, like I'd see her as a manager. I don't really know if she can. But also, I don't know too much about her, so I'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Then we had the woman. No, it was Braun Strowman beating Carlito. Then after the match, Judgment Day tries to beat him up. They scare, but he gets him off. Dom hits him. Dom flees. Then Liv stops Braun from attacking Dom. Then that allows Judgment Day to get the upper hand and attack him as JD. I think JD hit him like 12 times with a chair.
Yeah.
And then yeah. And then Dom and Liv almost kissed again, but Finn broke it up again.
My main problem with it's kind of a sidetrack, like off topic, but with Carlito, it's just I don't think they know what their plan is with him because it's just I like him in the not LWO and the Judgment Day, but it's just weird with him in there. And it just seems like it's just there to keep a little story until Rhea comes back and Dom starts having matches, but that's my main problem with like people coming back, like Carlito, Andrade. Just no plans for them really. Just have them feud with Latinos because they're Latino.
Yeah. Then it was the women's tag team championship match between Shayna and Zoe versus Bianca and Jade, where this match ended in DQ because the Unholy Union returned and attacked them, where Unholy Union and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark stood tall at the end of the episode.
I've liked Unholy Union. Their promos they had were good, and then I think it was like last year they had like their promos about them coming back, and I thought they were gonna dethrone her for the tag team champs right back then.
It was like Kabuki Warriors back then.
I don't think it was the Kabuki Warriors. I think it was before.
I remember they had a match with the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, I know they did, but I think it was before Kairi Sane came back. They had a little promos.
Who was the champ before Kairi?
There's Kaden Carter.
And Katana Chance, yeah.
It was them, Chelsea Piper.
And then before that was Chelsea Sonya. And I remember
before that it
was Raquel and Liv.
Then I think it was either during, or was it during the Shayna Ronda?
It might have been during the Shayna Ronda.
Unless I'm thinking about this, I thought there was like little promos, but I don't know.
Yeah. They did have promos, I remember it.
Yeah.
Because they talked about how everybody was getting injured in the women's tag team division.
Yeah, they were talking about the curse. That's what it was. Okay, so yeah, with that, they were looking like, because of the promos just made them look good. So I thought they were gonna come in, win the tag champs, but they just never did.
I remember they popped out of like a box and just like attacked the Kabuki Warriors or something like that.
Yeah.
So then it was AOP beating the New Day, where where Karrion Kross was distracting Kofi and Xavier went for the tag, but Kofi wasn't there, so Xavier was like confused and angry, where it allowed AOP to get the W.
I hope they don't have the New Day breakup yet, or if they do, give it a little while because right now, with the looks of things, a lot of tag teams probably split up,
Mhm.
and I feel like it New Day New Day's breakup should not be like just a feud with Karrion Cross and that's it. It needs to like have its
Yeah.
build up.
It
I don't.
deserves
Yeah,
like a SummerSlam or WrestleMania
I don't think it's
match.
SummerSlam. This team is big.
Mhm.
If Biggie, I don't. He's not gonna wrestle again, but he needs to be involved in this match somehow. Like,
One more match like Stone Cold.
but at the same time, if something goes wrong, he could die. So, or just get
That's
like
true.
really badly injured,
Mhm.
and I don't want that. So it's just
They could have him at like Bret Hart 2010, where Bret Hart couldn't take any bumps.
yeah, but it's just I don't know.
And didn't Bret Hart win like a U.S. championship back then in like 2010?
Maybe probably. I, s- I want him to be a special guest ref, but at the same time, I just don't know.
Yeah. Then it was Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio, where Damian Priest picked up the W, and after the match, Drew McIntyre attacks him and takes out all of Judgment Day. But then Drew just gets too attached to the moment and gets his focus lost. Then Damian puts him through the table, and all of Judgment Day stand over him as the episode ends.
I like Damien right now has looked so good. I really like him as
Hmm.
champ, just with his creative, like his how he's so free, can do whatever he wants. I like
Hmm.
him. It kind of makes me sad that he probably won't be a champ going into next Mania, which I really like him as champ.
Hmm.
And after that, I know he's just not gonna get his deserve what he should be getting. And then Ray, I want him to have another title run, but this is his like him, AJ, and Cena all in their last run.
Hmm.
So I don't know if there's gonna be coming for him. And then Priest versus Drew, their like little interactions have been great. This match would be good. It's gonna be good. I wish had a stipulation just for the way Drew's been acting.
Hmm.
It would kind of make sense, but I'm fine with it not having one.
Hmm.
Just I want it to be the main event because it's Drew's hometown, but with the recent stipulation on SmackDown, which we'll get into, that's obviously going to be the main event.
Yes. So my hot take for Raw, I would say Awesome Truth shouldn't be the tag team champions, as literally they have done nothing since winning them.
They've done promos, which the promos have been good, but
Hmm.
that's about it.
Yeah, like they're a funny duo, but they just don't do anything. I want Judgment Day to dethrone them immediately, basically, or the Creed brothers. It doesn't matter between the two.
I don't know who will with what they've been. They just like do interactions with a bunch of different tag teams.
Yeah.
And then my hot take for Raw was Dragon Lee should still be in NXT.
Hmm.
I I liked Dragon Lee on SmackDown when he first came in, but then after a while, I don't know. I just can't get into him like I used to in NXT. But
Hmm.
and it's just he's kind of just there in the LWO. He's only there because he's a luchador.
So before we get to NXT, do you want to talk about Ricochet's contract status?
Yeah, Ricochet has informed WWE that he will not be renewing his contract, getting an extension, which means he will be a free agent once this ends later in the summer.
I think this is his last Raw because he has nothing scheduled after this Raw.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I at least got to see him on a main event, which was great. I don't remember who it was against, but still saw him.
Hmm.
I think it was with Braun when he was a tag team with Braun still. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
I think it was like them versus like the Viking Raiders,
Such
which
a
is
good match.
yeah. Ricochet is just he's there to have bangers, which that's what he do anywhere. His
Hmm.
mic work, if they gave him the time which he deserved, then he would have been so. But
The reason why I don't understand why he's leaving WWE is because he's gotten title matches and he has his wife there. He has, which I would think is the main factor on why
yeah,
he'd stay, and he's been like getting TV time, which Shinsuke or Apollo or other people can't even get.
it doesn't make sense. He's getting a bag. making his money.
Mhm.
He's on Raw almost every single week, putting on bangers. Like, and then
Mhm.
they trust him. They're making him the Speed Champion.
Not anymore.
Well, ex Speed Champion,
Yeah.
first winner. And then they also gave him a match in the King of the Ring tournament
Mhm.
against Ilya, which was a great match.
The best match of the tournament.
Yeah, which shows that they trust him. So, and as you said, Samantha Irvin's there.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Where do you think he'll end up going though?
I really want him to go to like the Mexico company. What is it, Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
Or he goes to TNA because if he goes to AEW, he's getting lost in the shuffle, 100%.
But if he goes to AEW, the matches are gonna be so good. Swerve, MJF, Will Ospreay,
Yep, that's the match I want.
Okada, and then just those matches. He'd just be like what he's on like Raw right now, which I don't understand. Maybe he's getting like more money.
Or maybe he's getting the Prince Puma gimmick back.
I don't know. I don't know. He might. Does WWE have Ricochet trademarked?
I think they do.
So probably will be going something, but
Mhm.
and then I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't think he'll be missed. Well, he obviously will for his matches, but
Mhm.
he doesn't really do that much. And after like, I think the main reason why he wasn't utilized in a like higher way was because of his feud against Logan, which should make or break someone.
Mhm.
But just promos, he was just getting beat and beat against Logan because Logan's just such a good like performer. He's so good at this, even though some people might not agree. He's great. He's where he belongs. He is a future world champ.
Yeah, like I really think if he got a manager, he would be probably a main event star, because if he like imagine if he had like Kiana James as his manager, or like even
MVP.
MVP, because MVP's not doing anything, as Omos hasn't been on television since what, SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Probably Andre the Giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I wish they did with Ricochet, make him turn heel, give him MVP, so he has someone to talk for him.
Mhm.
I feel like that should have done with that right as Braun Strowman got injured, because their tag team was good. Like,
Mhm.
it made me like watching Ricochet because him and Braun worked so well together.
I remember you used to hate Ricochet.
Still do. It's just his promos, just because when we're looking at like a character person, yes, they can have great in ring work,
Mhm.
but if they're not good promos, I can't get behind them because
Yeah.
just I don't like being biased just by their work and their achievements. I like what they do for the company, outside the company, other companies, and then ring and promo work.
Mhm.
And then we can get to NXT now.
Yeah.
First, we had Jordan Grace beating Stevie Turner,
Yeah.
which
It's basically nobody.
yeah,
I mean, I've seen her in NXT level up. She's good there. She just needs to improve on her like mic work a little bit.
yeah. I think that match was just there for people who didn't know where Jordan Grace was to know who she is.
Mhm.
She's a great star. Kind of wish she won, but
Yeah.
then we had Sean Spears attacking Josh Briggs, and then our GOAT, the young OG, Mr. Bouncy, Javon Evans, makes Sean Spears regret it. They have a little fight, and now they're going to have a match this Tuesday on NXT,
Mhm.
which I'm looking forward to because Javon Evans, he's a star.
He really is.
There's so many good things going for him. He will
Mhm.
be so good. Hope he doesn't get buried. He needs to get like treated well when he gets to main roster or higher up in NXT.
Mhm.
Then we had Tony D'Angelo retaining the Heritage Cup against Damon Kemp, which I just hate this cup. The matches are so bad. It might be worse than Speed.
It definitely is, because the matches are basically the same length as Speed, but there's just like 6 or 7 rounds of it basically, and it just eats up a big part of the show usually. Like, it doesn't even make sense, the rules.
I like Tony D'Angelo. I like him carrying something, but just the Heritage Cup, like, I don't know. Like the match gets good, but then just stops. So it's like,
Mhm.
and it's just slow again. So I just can't get behind it.
Yeah.
But then next we had Gallus makes an example of Wesley and Obafemi. That after that, Gallus, I know me and Rocky were talking about it. We really thought Gallus was gonna come out on top.
Mhm.
After that, like we were talking, we both had our predictions change. So
Yeah.
then next was Sol, Ruka, Michin, and Jada winning the 6-way tag match, and then a brawl ensues. And I think Sol
Soul pinned.
pinned Lash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I kind of thought Lash was going to end up winning the
Mhm.
title, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll get into that later. Then
Mhm.
Ethan Page signs this contract, which was a good little promo with him and Ava. Trick came out eventually, but they were talking about, because Ethan was talking about how there's a huge stipulation in his contract if he signs it, which would be a title shot against Trick.
Mhm.
But then that they do sign that, so then Trick versus All Ego Ethan Page was official for Battleground.
Yeah. Sorry guys, we had to stop because of a malfunction on the computer.
We were talking about Ethan Page signing his contract.
Mhm.
Speaking of Ethan Page, going into my NXT hot take, Ethan Page shouldn't have had a title shot yet.
Mhm.
I liked him in NXT; he was great. But
You mean it in AEW?
yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, but
Okay.
it's just I don't know. Just give him his time. I mean, he didn't even have a theme song yet. Like
Mhm.
he needed a few, like just one match maybe. But I don't know.
I wish they didn't give him a theme song. My hot take for NXT is that Sean Spears versus Javon Evans will be the feud of the month. Maybe even like feud of the year.
I don't know. Sean Spears, great comeback.
Mhm.
Glad we got him. Glad we got him back. Again, already talked about Javon Evans. He's great.
Mhm.
He needs this feud. And Sean, I feel like, is a person that give him a good feud, give him a good person, he'll be able to make bangers. Because we've
Mhm.
seen him countless times do good for us. So I'm glad to see this. This will be good.
Yeah. Then we'll talk about SmackDown. Paul Heyman inducted Tonga Loa into the new bloodline and names Tama Tonga the right hand man. And then he has to apologize to them after Solo tells him to. Then KO and KO came out, right?
Was it KO and the Profits?
Yeah, the KO and the Profits come out. Profits came out after him though.
Yeah. Profits being like involved in all this is just kind of weird. Like I'm glad. I like to see them like this. It's
Mhm.
just kind of weird that they're here.
I've heard that once Jacob debuts, they're gonna have Bobby come back, so it's a we can have a like 4v4.
I like that, but when is Jacob gonna debut?
I've heard like maybe Money in the Bank.
Well, he can't leave. It's in Canada, isn't it?
True. So the closest he could debut is like SummerSlam then, which I don't think they'll drag it out to SummerSlam.
I mean, I don't know. I can't wait to see Jacob. I didn't know who he was before he was all this, but I started looking back at like his matches. He is gonna do great. I wish I could see him versus Ivar. That match would be
That's such a good match.
such a good match, but Ivar is injured, so
Mhm.
and then they're also on different brands, so
Yeah. He's on NXT currently.
it's just I don't know what he's doing. He's like a dad right now.
Yeah, and he's not expected to ever wrestle again, which is sad. Him and Eric both have spinal neck injuries around there.
It's just what's Valhalla gonna do?
Yeah.
Gonna make a tag team with Michael Cole.
Yeah, they're gonna win the next mixed match challenge.
They should have it. They should bring that back.
Yeah.
Bring back that and then make it like a mixed tag team.
Mhm.
Just do what AEW does. Just make a bunch of just random titles.
Yeah. Then it was Jaden Bianca versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, and Bianca and Jade won, of course. And after the match, Shayna, Zoe, and the Unholy Union attacked them. Then Shayna, Zoe, and the Unholy Union started to brawl, and then Bianca and Jade come back in and wreck them all so they stand on top.
Which I'm okay with that, but this with what happened last year in the brand split, I just want it to be more organized and like people staying on their brands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with this just because it's the women tag, and they have both combined. So I'm fine with that, but don't keep that going. It just makes it feel sloppy. But if you're gonna do it, since we have two managers now, just like try to work it out between them, like what they did with like Jay and Adam Pearce, and then yeah, do that. Like do fines or some stuff, but I don't know. I just want it to be organized, not be bad as last year.
Mm-hmm. Then AJ Styles arrived to the building and Cody was waiting for him, but security stopped him from getting to him. So Cody storms out to the ring, calls AJ out. A bunch of security comes out, then AJ comes out. AJ challenges him to a match at Clash, and Cody accepts, and he says he's gonna make AJ do what he should have done last week and quit. So, and then Nick Aldis approved it, so it is an I Quit match.
I feel like this might be AJ's last match. I think he might be going to TNA after this. I don't want it to happen. I'm torn. I like AJ. He has a lot to do here, but what else is there to do here?
True.
He can have great feuds still, but like there's just nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be great back in TNA. He did so much for TNA. I'd like to see him end his career there.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it has. I don't know. I don't want him just to leave and we don't get anything. If we do like a trade, but then who would we trade? Because TNA won't get rid of Moose. They won't get rid of Joe Hendry right now. Even though it's a big star like AJ, they're not gonna get rid of Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just see what happens there.
Then it was Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano, and Grayson Waller pulled Austin Theory into the way when Johnny Gargano went into a dive, and then he threw him into a couple things, then went into the ring, pinned him, then he celebrated while Austin Theory was on the outside just sitting there.
I think they're almost over. Whenever this match happens, it's when the turn will happen.
Yeah.
Austin Theory they had like a little promo afterwards, like we're just showing him on the walkout, just showing him holding his neck, looking at the title weird, while Grayson Waller just leaving, saying he's the best to do this, that he does everything. So this is gonna be over soon.
Yeah.
Which I hope Face Theory just gets. Austin Theory is such a good star. I just hope he gets the like what he deserves. He was just never had anything good, especially with Money in the Bank. That just tore his character.
Yeah. I think he could be like the next face of the company, honestly.
He could have been if he got treated right, but with everything that happened with Vince McMahon as well, just tore his character down.
Yeah. Then LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes, where LA Knight picked up the W, and then he talks trash about Logan. Then we see the Logan Paul social media video where he's talking trash about LA and tells him to go back to the mid-card, which he's the mid-card champion.
That promo from Logan, it was so good. Logan is just such a good star, and I'm biased because I've liked Logan, even his boxing career.
He's the one that got you into WWE, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of on and off beforehand, like, because I was on TikTok, just saw, like, the Sammy stuff with the bloodline. I was like, that was cool. Tuned in for one. Like, wow, this is cool. But didn't really, like, watch it as much. And then Rumble. And I was, like, heard up about it, and that Logan Paul might be in it. So, watched that. Just got me into it. It was good.
Yeah.
The main event was good. Just didn't even watch it, but just still felt impacted by Sammy turning on Roman. Just from watching all the clips on TikTok and things like leading up. Just didn't know anything about it. Still felt impacted.
And then we got a Piper Niven promo about how she'll dethrone Bayley at Clash of the Castle, which is in Piper's home country.
When was Piper able to cook like this? Piper's promo was so good. Why does she not get what she deserves.
I don't remember the last time we got a Piper promo. Like, honestly, I haven't seen her this over ever. Like, before,
You can continue.
before this, she was like with Eva Marie, and that was not going well when she was Dewdrop.
What are you talking about? Dewdrop was great. But it's because she's just with Chelsea, who's just great at what she does. So.
Mm-hmm. But Piper dropped like a better promo than Chelsea did, honestly.
Yeah. Piper, I hope she's not going to win this feud, but when she does, I hope she breaks off from Chelsea, goes on a single run she deserves, does actually good, doesn't go back to Dewdrop.
Yeah. I've heard that that Chelsea will face Bailey at Money in the Bank since Chelsea's from Canada, I believe. And then during that match, Piper will turn on Chelsea.
I don't want another turn. I just want them to break apart because we're having so many tag teams turn or break up. It's just I don't like just feels repetitive, but also I don't want that to happen because she's one of my picks to win Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, then she can't win Money in the Bank. So
That's true. Then the main event was Solo Sikoa, Tamatanga, and Tonga Loa versus Kevin Owens and the Street Profits, where the match ended in DQ after Solo Sikoa hit Montez Ford with the chair, and then the Bloodline beat him up with after the match, and the Bloodline stood tall after they did a triple powerbomb through the table on KO.
this feud, it's good, but it's kind of feeling like last summer with Judgment Day, Kevin Owens, Sammy, and Cody. It's just
Yeah.
it's good, but it's just so repetitive, and I feel like it's gonna be this way till the Road and SummerSlam when Roman finally makes his return.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything comes in, and I'm not gonna hate on the new Bloodline, Timu Bloodline, Solo and the Enforcers, whatever they're gonna call it. I'm not gonna hate on it yet because we're just starting out. They're getting things ready, so I will give it its time. But right now, it's just, and especially with the hype that the old Bloodline had, I don't want to like say, oh, it's just so bad because it doesn't live up to hype. Like we had Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy, and then Paul, just great workers, greatest tag team ever, and then one of the greatest wrestlers ever. So
Yeah.
it's just hype won't be as good, but it will still be good.
And then my hot take for SmackDown was that this show really just felt like the last show, just with like less importance, basically.
Going to that, SmackDown needs to be like Raw, be 3 hours.
3 hours.
They have their talent is so good, just everything about it is good, but with their feud with Kevin Owens and then the Bloodline, it needs its 3 hours so you can cook that while also cooking other people because it just feels like other things are getting outshined in the moment, and then you can't give Solo his time that he needs.
Yeah. And then
My hot take was LA Knight shouldn't be feuding with Logan yet, unless they have a triple threat at some point with like Carmelo, Logan, and LA Knight. Because I don't think you can just keep this feud on till SummerSlam unless they do like multiple. But I don't want to see that really because this feud has been built, there's been sparks since Money in the Bank last year. So I don't want to because this match, the beginning match will have it where all this stuff happens, and then the second will be like, it's just a repeat. Well, LA Knight will win. So I think unless it's a triple threat at Money in the Bank, it shouldn't be happening yet.
Yeah.
Then we'll go to NXT Battleground. First, we started off with Kalani Jordan grabbing the title to become the new first NXT Women's North American Championship. It was a good match, but Lash, her spot, it looked bad. There's been no word if she's injured because of that, but that had her out for the rest of the match.
Yeah. She looked like she landed horrible.
And then Booker, something happened with him.
Yeah, they threw a wrestler into him and it hit his leg.
My main problem with this was that the announce table was way too close, but also they're at a new place, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It made wrestlers look good. We did not do good. We'll get into our predictions after this, but
Yeah.
it was
We had picked it wasn't it Fallon Henley.
Fallon Henley because on the way up, her promos were looking great. She was looking great, so it just kind of felt like she was gonna win, but I was not. Then next we had Axiom and Nathan Frazier pulling out the surprising win against the OC. Me and Rocky both said the OC were gonna win. Didn't want it to win, but OC just has been looking good, surprisingly.
Yeah, and there's like no other heel teams that could beat them.
And then it's just, what else does Axiom and Nathan Frazier together have to do? Like, I don't know, but I also just don't see Axiom working the main roster with his whatever he has. I don't know. His voice is the reason I can't get behind him. He just doesn't feel like a luchador when he talks like that. But I love his mask. Do you have anything about that?
I honestly just don't like how they're still champs. Like, I like that they've dethroned Baron and Braun because they both needed to go to the main roster. Yeah. But it kind of felt like rushed because they had a match, then they just demanded a rematch like the next week and they got it. And then they just won it. And they just haven't really done anything important since then.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's just, what else is to do with them? Next, we had Lola Vice knocks out Shayna Baszler for the win in the NXT Underground, which I liked NXT Underground matches if they're not trying to do the MMA. I get with the partnership and everything, but like the punches just look fake and sloppy, and you can just have grappling and it'll look good because it'll be close up. You can't really see if the punches are missing. So I like if they do grappling, that'll look good, but it just did not look good. I mean, we've seen this before with Shayna against Ronda Rousey. Their MMA rules match did not look good.
I kind of like this match though. It was better than Shayna's match against Ronda, and I think it was better than Lola's match against Natalia.
This still had good spots. It's just the MMA like punching part just looked bad. Once I got out of the ring and stuff, it was good. Some stuff in the ring was good.
Also, what was that spot where like Shayna just tripped and went right into the stairs?
I don't know. I thought she got concussed for a bit. 'Cause she was just punching everyone. Was just trying to get like.
Yeah, I think she did honestly was acting like she did because they'd stopped the match like after Lola did her finisher.
And then after that, also that she started like attacking the refs, which is why I thought that.
She started to attack his leg like she was trying to lock something in.
Yeah.
Which we predicted Lola Vice to win that match easily.
Yeah. I don't know, just rework NXT Underground matches because it's a good concept. It's just I don't know.
At least it isn't Raw Underground.
Ugh. Next, we had Oba Femi pulling off the win against Joe Coffey and Wesley. Oba pinned Joe Coffey, but a lot happened in that match. It was a great match. Yeah. I think honestly, it was match of the night.
I honestly agree with that. That was my hot take of the night.
Oh, we cut yours off.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. My fault. But anyways, Gallus got involved, which once Gallus got involved, I thought it was going to be over. But Oba then just destroyed Gallus.
He just comes out of nowhere.
Does a great, I don't even know what he did against Wesley when he was on the turnbuckle.
That was...
Picked up both... Picked up both...
Wesley and Joe Coffey.
Yes, that was great. Oba, I wanted him to lose so bad, but he didn't.
We both picked Wesley to win this, but then after the podcast, we thought Joe Coffey would win. Neither of them won.
Then we had Roxanne Perez gets the win after some distraction from Tatum Paxley and Ash by Elegance.
Formerly known as Dana Brooke in WWE.
Yep. One problem with this match, which isn't against the match, it's just Jordan Grace should not. It's just with the earrings because that injury it got pulled out of her ear. She needed surgery for that.
She did?
Yeah, because her ear it got pulled out. Because I think it got stuck in Roxanne Perez's leg. I said this after Jay's incident with his earring. That's just and then Rhea's as well, because I think her earring popped out once.
Mhm.
Don't wear jewelry like that while wrestling.
Yeah.
Chains is fine, but like earrings that can get pulled out like that, it's just there's no need for it. I get it. With Jordan Grace's experience and time in wrestling, she just should not have done that. And she said afterwards that she won't, so I respect that, but still.
I know you weren't around back there then, but I remember Jeff Hardy versus Sami Zayn versus, I can't remember who the third person
Don't
was.
disrespect my Jeff Hardy ever again.
But how wasn't
I know.
Jeff Hardy though? I remember Sammy handcuffs Jeff Hardy's earlobe, like his earring, to the ladder, and it was on the outside. So Jeff just couldn't get in, so he was dragging the ladder with him, and he was like doing that for like 5 minutes straight, and then Sammy climbs up the ladder and wins the match because of it.
I feel like I've seen that match.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Then I really wanted Roxanne to lose. I'm not a fan of Roxanne right now. It's just, plus Jordan Grace, it would have been so cool to see her be a double champ on TNA and NXT. That just would have been cool.
It would have gotten more NXT fans to watch TNA.
Yeah. And then when she came out last week, well, I guess Tuesday, with her NXT shirt, I really thought she was gonna win.
Yeah, that was a really cool shirt.
But I think what this match did, I think it's gonna set up Tatum Paxley and Ash by Elegance like a triple threat with Jordan Grace for the title, which I'm okay with because again, adds more WWE talent in TNA, which I think will then, because we've said this about NXT, it just builds up things. So like the North American Women's title, I think that's just building up for a mid-card title in the main roster. So I think that this will just build that connection for TNA and then main roster, which gave me Joe Hendry versus Drew.
Yeah.
Or just anyone. Then next we had Trick Williams winning after Ethan Page ego got too big. Do you want to get into Ethan's intro?
That song was the worst. That is the worst Def Rebel song I've ever heard.
Just ego. And I had people hearing. I was like on like Con Man's thing when that match happened. His review. People were defending it, saying it's actually not a bad theme. It's all right.
Really?
Which I get. I can guess where they're coming from, but if it didn't have the ego going through it, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
Or the beginning. I don't know.
Ego.
And then we kind of already gotten into our hot takes for this.
Yeah.
Yours was Oba was match of the night. Then mine was Oba should have lost, and then I'll just go further into it because I kind of talked about it earlier. Oba needs to get rid of this title, beat Trick, because Trick's run right now hasn't felt good. I like it, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
He still has a pop. He's still huge.
He just needs to go to the main event already.
I feel like it's kind of with Bailey. It's just the shock factor wasn't like the reign itself. It was just him winning.
Because he just had his NXT rookie contract. No, it was the NXT tournament where he won that. And then he just used that on Axiom to... No, it wasn't Axiom. It was Dragon Lee to win the NXT North American Championship. Yeah.
And I also just... Honestly, this week has made me a fan of Gallus and Joe Coffey a lot. And I just wanted to see a title on him. Because then we predicted Joe Coffey pinning Wes Lee.
No, we predicted Wes Lee pinning Joe Coffey.
Oh, yeah. Then we talked about it later and suggested that. Because Wes Lee, there's nothing for him to do, really. I think with him, his loss and then attack afterwards, because Gallus and Joe attacked Wes Lee, so I think maybe that's a feud that continues on. So I think maybe after that, he goes to the main roster, but I think he just needs to go on the main roster. There's nothing else for him to do. He's kind of just here until he's all 100% to go, because if the injury was as serious as they said, he should not have come back as soon as possible.
Yeah. Sorry, computer issues again, and we're back, but we were going to talk about our Clash predictions. So the first match was Drew versus Damien.
I want Drew to win. But I also want Priest to win.
Mm-hmm.
What I think will happen is CM Punk will get involved because
Mm-hmm.
reports a few weeks ago that he was like 95% of the way fully healed. So
Yeah, and we haven't seen him in a while, so I think Damien will retain because of CM Punk interference.
and then I think he'll finally be back and then building a feud till SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
But also I want to see Punk wrestle, and I don't want his first match on air to be all the way in SummerSlam if he's healthy now.
Yeah.
But I think we both have Priest winning.
Yep, we both have Priest winning. Then next is Bayley versus Piper Niven.
Again, Bailey's gonna lose soon.
Mm-hmm.
Not that soon though.
Yeah, she's going to lose to Nia at SummerSlam.
I think this match will make Piper look good. She'll oddly be the face in this, since it's her hometown. Everyone will be cheering for her, even though she's the heel. But I'm just excited to see Piper get love.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I actually have Bayley winning, yeah. You're right. Then the next match is Jade and Bianca versus the Unholy Union versus Shayna and Zoe for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
I don't know. I don't think Shayna is gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
I want Unholy Union to win, but all of their good stuff has been on main event. Like, they have their run right now. They have like a really good win
Mm-hmm.
to like loss ratio. But also, they're not, Bianca and Jade aren't losing yet.
Yeah.
I know you had a good idea, so you want to tell them like what your plan is with them?
Okay. Wait. Yeah.
Do you remember what it is, or you need to?
No, I don't.
So you said, we were talking about it, you said Bianca beats Nia at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Jade not Money in the Bank, winning the Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble.
So we get them at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I remember that now. So I could see him.
Oh, but that kind of would feel like Io and Bailey.
Kind of, but that's what I was questioning last time when I said that.
I kind of just realized that.
But I kind of still want to go with it. So you said you're still going with Bianca and Jade winning it?
Or we could have it, Jade wins Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jade could.
Or just Jade, it's Jade and Bianca's interchangeable. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I think you have one of them beat Nia.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I kind of want, has Bianca won Money in the Bank yet?
No.
Because I want Nia versus Jade, because they had a match.
Mm-hmm.
That match ended, I think it didn't end in DQ, did it?
It ended in DQ because Jade hit Nia with the chair.
Yeah. What? So just want that, yeah, so.
Yeah. But I have Unholy Union actually be pinning Shayna Baszler. Shayna.
I just, if they had more TV time, I'd believe that. Just with their lack of TV time recently,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
Yeah. And then the next match is
Oh no.
what?
Nothing. What's the next match?
The next match is wait, isn't it Sammy and Chad?
Oh, Chad needs to win.
Chad needs to win.
But like,
They can't stretch this feud out till SummerSlam.
no, but just not Money in the Bank could be.
Maybe, but because they could do that, so Sammy could
Yes.
be dethroned in his home country again.
Yes, but shit, Chad has literally lost everything. And I don't know what else you could do with that. Unless something on Raw with like, I don't know. It's just, well, I was talking to him about was they use Chad's, oh my gosh, I'm terrible right now. Chad's contract ending as like a story element where they have it, how he talks about how he's lost everything.
Mhm.
Says it's his career versus title match.
Mhm.
Where if he loses, he leaves. If he wins, he stays.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I just don't see Sammy winning. I
Mhm.
don't want Sammy to win.
I got Chad winning it. So we both got Chad.
I think these last few PLEs just for like NXT and Raw, like it's just main roster and stuff, have just all been so predictable.
Mhm.
But predictable is good. Gives good matches still, so I'm fine with that. And then lastly, right?
What about last
Is
year?
this the last match now?
No, we still have Cody versus AJ.
Yeah, is that the last match?
Yeah, that's the last match.
Lastly, we have Cody versus AJ and an I Quit match, which I'm excited for. I don't remember the last time we had a good I Quit match.
Finn versus Edge.
Oh, I'm trying to forget about that feud. Remember that Mania match?
Yeah, that Mania match was. Was that last year's Mania? So yeah, Cody's of course gonna win because he's not losing until SummerSlam or Mania.
I kind of see after the match, AJ does a promo, and he actually just quits the WWE.
Mhm.
And then goes to TNA.
Yeah, and then he can have a feud with Moose.
Yeah, and then he wins. That's his last run because.
Mhm.
I just don't know what else has for him.
I don't think I have anything else for him. Yeah.
And then, that is it for our
Clash of predictions.
just rest for our main roster NXT stuff. So now we'll get into your guys'
hot takes.
First from Pickensburg, Russell Wilson is closer to his prime than Joe Burrow is.
It depends on how Russell Wilson does this season. Because I could see him being a top 10 quarterback this year if his weapons do good enough for him. But I could also see him being in the bottom 10 because it just depends how good he's doing. Because he is really good, but it just depends on the system that if he blends with it pretty well. And Joe Burrow, he's coming off of a bad injury last year. They kept going through while hurt. And I just don't think this will be his year.
If his injury last year didn't happen, I'd say there's no talk at all. But with his injury, and now them losing Joe Mixon,
and Tyler Boyd,
and basically losing T. Higgins,
yeah,
I just don't see it. But who knows? Joe Burrow might be able to do what him and Jamar Chase always do. So I think it just really depends.
Then the next hot take is from East the Beast. He says the tribal chief gimmick is overrated. Absolutely not.
I can get where you're coming from with just the longevity of it and just how much it was like that last bit. I guess, but that might be. I'll say it. Might be the best. Just anything we've ever seen before.
Best thing that came out of the Thunderdome era.
Just best anything really. It's just just matches as well, just feuds, storytelling. When those promos would happen, it felt like a movie. It didn't even feel like it. Then when Rock came back, just everything about it was just so
cinema.
Good. It didn't feel like, and just how much it impacted. Because I love how when things impact just everything. It was so good.
So then it's yours.
From OJ Jenkins, Steph Curry is the top 5 of all time.
Which I can't really talk on since I'm a Warriors fan, but yes, I would say he's top 5 all time.
I'm a Suns fan, so I can't even talk on it. So,
but
I don't know of all time. If we're talking,
he's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah, if we're talking shooter, he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but he's not a really good defender. He just is really good at shooting. Best shooter of all time, like we said.
Okay, let's think about this. Steph, not better than Jordan. Not better than LeBron. Not better than Kobe. And then, just depends who else. I have Shaq on it.
Then I'd have Steph. Steph's my 5.
I don't have Steph. I mean, I need to think about it just to think who's on it, but I don't think... I think I'd have, some other people. And obviously, since I'm biased, I think I'd have, KD higher than Steph.
What?
I'm also biased, but it's just Steph is only good at shooting, and that's it.
And then from Big Pickens Penix Jr., he asked CD Lamb or Justin Jefferson.
I don't know. It's just
They've been both. They started playing at the same time.
it kind of just depends what you're talking about.
Yeah, like CD has the better number of receptions, and I think he has the better amount of touchdowns as well. No, yeah, and then but Jefferson has the most amount of yards and yards per catch, which is what you really want from a receiver is more yards because you can get touchdowns to other people as well.
But also, it's just quarterbacks as well that goes into this. CD has it's just so on and off. He has maybe top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league right now. Dak Prescott and Justin Jefferson
has Kirk Cousins, who
had Kirk Cousins,
who was like a top 10 quarterback when he was top 15 quarterback when he was healthy,
and then just went through like Josh Dobbs,
Nick Mullins,
just a bunch of different people.
Now he's got Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy,
which I've heard that him and JJ McCarthy have done really good. That they're a good duo.
I heard Sam Darnold starting this year.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I think what everyone should do with a rookie quarterback is
not start in week 1.
Hire a veteran that you know will do good. Just get that good. Keep him going, so you can build up the new quarterback. I think that's what most teams are doing. I don't think Patriots are starting.
Jacoby Brissett starting that week.
Yeah. Who else has it?
I think Commanders because they got what's his name?
This is my favorite quarterback. The draft. This is my quarterback on Madden. I'm a 99 overall.
Jane Daniels?
Yes.
I know. I was talking about who they got to like back him up.
Yeah. I think it was it was like some old
Marcus. Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Then I think
really the only team that will start their draft will be Bears.
Or Broncos. Or because
no, I think they said Zach Wilson starting.
Oh, Zach Wilson starting? Oh my gosh.
I actually think again, I'm also biased since I'm a Jags fan. I think he's on the same team as Mac Jones. He needed to be out of his...
He wasn't on the same team, same division.
I meant like... Wait, what did I say?
You said that they were on the same team.
I meant same thing. Like, they just needed to get out of where they were and then just do their own thing. It works so much better for them.
Yeah. And then, you're next.
From Cochran 5682. Josh Allen isn't that good.
He's talking about the quarterback, Josh Allen.
My Josh Allen's great. Please, I don't want to lose him. Anyways, he's good. It's not even his. I think this year he's gonna do terrible, but only because who are his receivers?
He's got Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakur, and Keon Coleman as his top. Well, he has Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid at tight end.
That's okay. Who's their running back?
James Cook, who's really good.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's like
good offense. Their defense just fell apart.
He's a good quarterback if he had I don't know if he had like the pieces. If he had like a CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson, he'd do good.
Yeah. And then the next one was from Nick Grunstad. He said the Bulls will trade for Donovan Mitchell, which I think will be inevitable. But what would they give up for him? Like, what'd you say it was?
I mean, they don't really have anyone besides Zach LaVine.
Alex Caruso, maybe.
Yeah, but I think they're wanting to trade Zach LaVine. I don't see them trading Alex Caruso. And then Lonzo Ball, maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
The trade value wouldn't be that high for him.
No. And Donovan Mitchell, I'm pretty sure he's going to go to the Lakers. That's my hot take for NBA for today.
Yeah.
He's going to the Lakers.
I could see that, honestly.
And then a question. It's not even I don't even know what.
It's not a hot take. It's more of like an opinion.
Yeah. Thoughts from Mark Harper. Thoughts on AW Women's Division and the Women's Tag Team Division for WWE.
I really like the tag team division right now for WWE. I can't really speak on AEW since I don't watch it that much.
I think AEW's women's division might be one of the best. I know NXT says they have the best, but with the recent add of Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, and then her now winning the title off of Willow was great. Willow's good. It's just they have so much good talent that they use regularly.
Yeah.
I think their women's division's good.
Then from East the Beast, he says heel Chad Gable is trash, which is absolutely wrong in my opinion.
This has made Chad Gable's career. This is his best feud, his best anything. His work and this little feud has been so good.
I really like this feud that he's had.
He went from just going around just saying shoosh and a thank you, just being a little joke character, to now, in opinion, the best storyline in WWE right now.
100%. Best storyline in all of wrestling right now, in my opinion.
I don't know. I still have Liv, Rhea. Just
Ooh, that is a good one.
But and then AEW just doesn't have feuds. They just have banger matches.
Then, what's the next one? From...
Oh, this is me.
Yeah.
From Stiz Andy, Randy will win the title from Cody.
I could honestly see that.
So, I kind of was talking to Rocky about this. My idea, Jay wins Money in the Bank. Then Rock comes back at some pay-per-view, PLE, Raw, SmackDown, whatever it is. Comes at Cody, says he wants his title match at Mania. They have that. Then Rock wins, but then Jay cashes in.
Ooh.
It beats Rock.
Then I could see Jey Uso losing it to,
Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
Which I'd be fine with.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to have heel Randy by then. And then after Mania, Cena's going to come back, and it will go into that feud with Cena and Randy being whoever's going to have the most wins with as a champ. Wait, the most championship reigns,
yeah.
and that's what me and his go-to ending for him would be.
Yeah. And then the next one is from CK Birds. He says CJ Stroud wins MVP this year, which honestly I could see it, but maybe next year, but I think that he's really taken a step up, and there's not really other QB that could like oppose him.
That was so good. Especially with the pieces they have right now, the addition of Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon, I've loved that.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Mixon, but I could definitely see it. I was a bigger fan of Devin Singletary, but that's also because I watch a lot of Bills football, so I knew a lot about him, but yeah.
Devin Singletary has been one of my running backs in fantasy the last 2 years, so I just hate him because he gets no points.
Yeah, but he gets he's a good back. He just yeah.
But I also just love Joe Mixon. And then I love Nico Collins. I love Tank Dell. I just don't know. It just depends how Tank Dell is with everything that's happened to him. I just hope he can get back into everything.
Yeah. And then it's yours.
And then Cochran 5682 has another one saying Cody Rhodes is not a very good in-ring wrestler, which I can get where you're going from because he just does his spams finishers. Yeah. And his finishers are all right.
Cody Cutter, Crossroads.
Cody Cutter is great. Crossroads, I can get where you're coming from.
Yeah, he has to do the triple Crossroads every single time.
Yeah, he does his little powering up, which I love. I like his powering up when he just screams "whoa."
He's kind of reminds me of Super Cena back in 2010, 2013.
That's what his run has been. Mark Henry, Cena.
Yeah, it literally has the same shades
Ben has
of it.
just been attacked by Brock.
Yeah.
Wins the championship. It really just feels they're giving the Cena treatment. Which I'm okay with. It gives Cody Rhodes what he deserves.
And then probably 2 back-to-back Rock matches at Mania.
Once in a lifetime.
Twice in a lifetime.
Thrice in a lifetime.
Oh, thrice in a lifetime? Okay.
Yeah.
Then it was from Flame Tide. He says that Michael Jordan is the GOAT and Kobe is better than LeBron.
I have Jordan as the GOAT. I don't know.
Same.
I feel like the thing with LeBron is that everyone just doesn't like him because he's a crybaby. If he wasn't, people have him as the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Just
with him whining over things. It's just, but it's only because he loves the sport and he's emotional into it. Yeah. Which I'm fine with.
But also I think that he's only done so good Like he's passed Michael Jordan's numbers only because of how long he's been doing the sport.
Yeah, and then also because of just, I think Anthony Davis has been just a huge role for him as well.
Mm-hmm. And then next
From
one is-
DBL Monster, Kyler Murray plays well, and the Cardinals make the playoffs.
I could honestly see it. Like I see him as a fringe playoff team because I could see him replacing like the Rams in my playoff picture from last week. And then like they got Marvin Harrison, so now they got Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride for Kyler to throw to.
Kyler Murray has been one of my favorite. I like Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
He has not had his pieces, and now that he has his pieces, I think he'll do good.
Yeah, the only questionable thing for me is the defense. I don't really see the Cardinals' defense as doing good.
But also, it just depends really, because it depends how they do.
Mm-hmm. Then from Portersburg, he says Justin Fields comes in by week 3 and finishes as a top 8 quarterback in fantasy football. I could honestly see it if Russell Wilson struggles by the start of the year. They could just bench him and start Justin Fields, and with Justin Fields' rushing ability, he could definitely be a top 8 fantasy football quarterback.
I just think it depends. Just there's so much things that go into it that I can't really say if he will or not. Just depends how fate has it. Then lastly, from Cochrane 5682, Michael Penix would be the starting quarterback for the Falcons by the end of the season.
Yeah, I could see that. Because Kirk Cousins' injury history, he could maybe get injured again. But it just all depends on that, basically.
I really just, again, thinks it's on his injury.
Because Kirk Cousins could get injured again. It just all depends on that.
Anyways, that is it for today's episode. We'll be back next week to talk about everything that happened and then go into what happened at Clash.
Yeah, and we'll also do our NFL predictions for next season.
Yep. Remember, guys, send in your hot takes for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, football,
anything basically.
NBA. We can talk about the NBA Finals if you guys want that. Just also leave comments about stuff you want us to talk about. And then we'll try to add a new games and stuff into it that we can do. So this is a work in progress. It'll be better. We'll get a better setup. We have one coming soon.
Probably episode 5 or 6 or somewhere around there.
Just in a month or so, we should have it out.
Yeah.
I think around Money in the Bank will be when we get it.
Yeah.
Maybe for the Money in the Bank episode, we'll have it.
Maybe.
We'll debut it. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some Howdy QR codes to give hints. Anyways, that's been today's episode. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.